5 Subtle Reasons Many Fade After 80 and How to Thrive As We Journey Through Life. Reaching our 80s is a milestone that brings both pride and reflection. Many of us have lived full lives, raised families, built careers, and weathered countless storms. Yet, for some, the years after 80 bring a quiet fading, a decline in vitality that seems to creep in, even for those who were sharp and active just a few years before. It's tempting to chalk this up to genetics or plain bad luck, but the truth is far more complex and, thankfully, within our control. While diet, exercise, and avoiding harmful habits like smoking are crucial, there are deeper, often overlooked factors that play a significant role in how we age past 80. These aren't the usual suspects you hear about in health magazines or doctors' offices. They're subtle, creeping changes that slip through the cracks, even for those of us who've done most things right. In this article, we'll explore 5 unexpected reasons why many older adults struggle to stay vibrant and healthy past 80. More importantly, we'll discuss practical steps you can take to guard against these pitfalls and live not just longer, but better. These insights are tailored for those of us who've seen a lot of life and want to keep our spark, our purpose, and our joy well into our later years. If you've ever wondered why some folks seem to fade while others thrive, or if you're looking for ways to ensure your 80s and beyond are full of life, this is for you. Let's dive in. Point 1. The quiet loss of microsocial engagement. One of the first reasons many of us start to fade after 80 is the gradual disappearance of what experts call microsocial engagement. These aren't the deep, meaningful connections like those with family or lifelong friends. Those are vital, of course, but rather the small, everyday interactions that once filled our days without us even noticing. Remember the days when you'd chat with the mailman about the weather, share a quick laugh with the cashier at the grocery store, or wave to a neighbor tending their garden? Those fleeting moments weren't just pleasant, they were essential to your well-being. These tiny social exchanges do more than lift your spirits. They regulate your nervous system, reinforce your sense of belonging, and keep your brain's social wiring sharp. They're like little sparks that keep your vitality glowing. But after 80, these moments often fade. Maybe you've stopped going to the store yourself, opting for online deliveries or asking family to run errands. Perhaps your hearing isn't what it used to be, making it harder to chat with strangers. Or maybe you've cut back on walks because the weather feels too chilly or your knees aren't as steady. Whatever the reason, when these microsocial touchpoints disappear, something else fades too: your sense of being part of the world. The science behind this is striking. Loneliness, both the deep kind and the subtle absence of casual connection, acts as a stressor on the body. It raises inflammation, disrupts hormone levels, and weakens immunity. More alarmingly, it shrinks the brain networks responsible for memory, attention, and emotional regulation. In plain terms, losing these small interactions makes you feel older, faster. You might not even realize it's happening. You think you're just simplifying your life, but you're actually cutting out the low-level social stimulation that keeps your brain and body humming. I knew a gentleman named Harold, 83, who stayed sharp as a tack well into his 80s. His secret? Every morning, he walked to the same diner for coffee. He'd nod to the same waitress, swap a few words with the regulars, and wave to the same folks on the corner. That 10-minute ritual wasn't just a habit, it was his lifeline. It gave his day structure, made him feel seen, and kept him connected to the world. When Harold's walks stopped due to a bad winter, his family noticed he became quieter, less engaged, and his memory started slipping, not because of illness, but because those small connections were gone. What you can do. The good news is that rebuilding microsocial engagement doesn't require a major overhaul. Start small, get out daily, even briefly. Walk to the mailbox, sit on your porch, or visit a local cafe. Say hello to someone, even if it's just a smile and a nod. Reclaim small errands. If you've been relying on others for groceries or prescriptions, try going yourself once a week. Those trips spark interactions. Engage with your community. Wave to neighbors, chat with the librarian, or ask the barista how their day's going. These moments matter. If mobility or hearing is an issue, consider technology. A video call with a friend or joining an online community can mimic some of those social sparks. These small acts tell your brain and body that you're still part of the world. They're like medicine for your spirit, keeping you vibrant and connected. Point 2. Overcautious inactivity. When caution becomes a trap, another subtle reason many of us fade after 80 is something that seems like wisdom at first: being careful. After a lifetime of staying active, a single slip on the stairs or a near miss on the sidewalk can make you rethink your movements. You might stop walking outside, avoid bending to reach low shelves, or spend more time sitting to stay safe. Your family might even encourage it, saying, "Don't push yourself, take it easy." But there's a fine line between caution and overcaution, and crossing it has consequences that build slowly but surely. Your body isn't a machine that stays strong by resting. It's more like a garden that needs tending. When you stop moving, your strength doesn't just pause, it weakens. This is especially true for your core muscles, those deep trunk muscles that support everything from standing to getting out of a chair. If they go unused for even a few weeks, they shrink, your balance suffers, and you start to wobble. This creates a vicious cycle: less movement leads to less strength, which leads to less confidence, and so on. I remember a woman named Margaret, 81, who loved her daily walks around her neighborhood. After a minor fall, no broken bones, just a scare, she stopped walking. She thought she was being prudent, but within 6 months, her legs felt unsteady, she'd lost muscle mass, and she needed help getting up from her favorite armchair. Margaret didn't weaken because she was old, she weakened because she stopped moving. The key is to manage risk without surrendering to fear. Movement isn't just about physical health, it keeps your brain alert, your heart pumping, and your systems online. It's how your body remembers it's still needed. What you can do: don't need to run marathons or lift weights to stay strong. Focus on safe, deliberate movement, incorporate daily activity. Walk around your house, do gentle stretches, or stand up and sit down a few times from a sturdy chair. Use support if needed. A cane, handrails, or stable shoes can make movement safer without stopping it entirely. Strengthen your core. Simple exercises like seated leg lifts or holding onto a counter while lifting one leg can keep those crucial muscles engaged. Consult a physical therapist. If you're unsure where to start, a professional can design a safe movement plan tailored to your needs. The goal isn't to ignore risks but to keep moving in ways that feel secure. Every step you take is a signal to your body that you're still here, still active, still alive. 3. Disrupted sleep cycles from irregular light exposure. Sleep is the body's time to repair, recharge, and reset. But after 80, many of us notice our sleep isn't what it used to be. You might struggle to fall asleep, wake up feeling groggy, or find your energy lagging during the day. While medications or health issues can play a role, one often overlooked culprit is irregular light exposure, which throws off your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm governs everything: your mood, metabolism, immune system, and even how your brain repairs itself at night. It relies on natural light to stay in sync. Bright morning light signals your brain to wake up and get moving, while darkness at night triggers melatonin, the hormone that prepares you for deep, restorative sleep. But after 80, many of us spend less time outdoors, especially in colder months. We might nap in the afternoon sun, keep lights on late, or spend evenings in front of bright screens. These habits confuse the body, scrambling its signals about when to be alert and when to rest. The consequences go beyond feeling tired. Poor sleep weakens your immune system, destabilizes your mood, and increases the risk of cognitive decline. It also affects vitamin D production, which your body makes from sunlight exposure. After 80, your skin's ability to produce vitamin D decreases, making outdoor time even more critical for your bones, muscles, and immunity. I met a man named Frank, 85, who felt increasingly foggy and tired despite a clean bill of health. His doctor suggested a simple change: spend 15 minutes outside each morning and avoid screens an hour before bed. Within weeks, Frank's sleep improved, his mood lifted, and he felt sharper. It wasn't a pill or a major lifestyle change, it was light. What you can do during your circadian rhythm is easier than you might think. Get morning light. Within an hour of waking, step outside for 10 to 15 minutes, even if it's just sitting on your porch. If you can't go out, sit by an open window. Limit evening light. Dim your lights and avoid screens, phones, TVs, tablets, an hour before bed. If you must use a device, try blue light blocking glasses, stick to a sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time daily to reinforce your body's rhythm, consider a light therapy lamp. If natural light is hard to come by, a 10,000 lux lamp used in the morning can mimic sunlight's effects. These small adjustments help your body stay organized, ensuring your systems work in harmony. Good sleep isn't just rest, it's survival. Point 4. Emotional suppression from loss and isolation. By the time we reach our 80s, most of us have faced profound losses: a spouse, a sibling, a dear friend, or even a child. These losses leave deep marks, not just in our hearts but in our bodies. While society often expects us to move on, or be strong, what's rarely acknowledged is how unprocessed grief accumulates, quietly sapping our vitality. After 80, it's common to suppress emotions, whether because we feel we should be used to loss by now or because there's no one left who truly understands. We put on a brave face, swallow the pain, and carry on. But the body doesn't forget. Unexpressed grief becomes physical, affecting your immune system, digestion, sleep, and hormones. It keeps your nervous system in a state of quiet tension, dimming your spark and making you feel heavier, even if you can't pinpoint why. I knew a woman named Evelyn, 87, who lost her husband of 62 years. She didn't cry much, saying it wasn't her way, and insisted she was fine. But over the next year, she withdrew from her book club, lost weight, and struggled to sleep. Her health didn't decline because of age, it was the sorrow her body carried, unexpressed. When Evelyn finally joined a grief support group and started sharing her story, she began to feel lighter, her appetite returned, and she even laughed again. Emotional ventilation is key to thriving past 80. It's not about dwelling on sadness but about giving it a voice, whether through talking, writing, or even quiet reflection. Those who live long and well often have outlets: a friend, a journal, a faith community, that let them express what's in their heart. What you can do. Releasing emotional weight doesn't require dramatic changes. Find a safe outlet. Talk to a trusted friend, join a support group, or try counseling. Even saying, "I miss him," can be a start. Write it down. Keep a journal to express feelings you're not ready to share aloud. It's a private way to let go, connect through faith or community. Prayer, meditation, or a church group can provide comfort and a sense of belonging. Honor your losses. Create small rituals, like lighting a candle or looking at old photos, to acknowledge those you've lost without bottling up the pain. Letting your heart breathe is as vital as any physical exercise. It's how you keep your spirit alive and your body resilient. Point 5. The gradual loss of daily purpose. Perhaps the most invisible reason many of us fade after 80 is the slow erosion of daily purpose. This isn't about grand life goals but the simple, everyday reasons to get out of bed: something to do, somewhere to go, someone to see. Purpose can be as modest as watering your plants, feeding a stray cat, or writing a note to your grandchild. But when these small routines slip away, the impact is profound. As we age, life's rhythms often change. The weekly card game might end, the church group might disband, or family visits might become less frequent. Maybe your volunteer role stopped when your health faltered, or your garden became too much to maintain. These losses seem minor, but they rob your days of structure and meaning. Without purpose, your body and mind start to go quiet, not because they're broken, but because they're waiting for a reason to keep going. I met a woman named Clara, 89, who radiated life despite her aches and pains. Her secret was routine. Every Tuesday, she baked cookies for her neighbors. Every evening, she wrote letters to her great-grandchildren. Every morning, she fed the birds in her yard. These weren't big tasks, but they gave her days texture and her heart a reason to beat. Clara's vitality came from knowing she still mattered. Purpose is like fuel for your body. It tells your cells to keep repairing, your brain to keep learning, and your organs to keep functioning. Without it, the flame of vitality dims. What you can do. Rekindling purpose is about finding small, consistent reasons to engage. Create daily rituals. Water a plant, write a short note, or call a friend each morning. These acts give your day shape, contribute to others. Share your wisdom through letters, teach a skill to a grandchild, or volunteer in a small way, like reading to kids at the library. Stay curious. Pick up a hobby, like birdwatching or journaling, that gives you something to look forward to. Connect with community. Join a senior center, church group, or online forum where you can share and feel needed. Purpose doesn't need to be grand, it just needs to be yours. It's the quiet desire to keep going that carries you past 80 with grace. Final thoughts. Aging on your terms. As we close, let's reflect on a simple truth: fading after 80 isn't inevitable. It's not a single event, a diagnosis, a fall, or a birthday, that dims your light. It's the slow, quiet drift of habits, rhythms, and reasons to stay engaged. The good news? Just as these changes happen gradually, they can be reversed gradually. One walk outside, one chat with a neighbor, one small act of purpose today can start turning things around. Think about the 5 reasons we've explored: microsocial engagement, those small interactions that keep you connected; overcautious inactivity, when fear of falling stops you from moving; disrupted sleep cycles, from irregular light messing with your rhythm; emotional suppression, the weight of unexpressed grief; loss of daily purpose, the fading of reasons to rise each day. Which one resonated most? Which feels like a call to action? You don't need to overhaul your life, just take one small step. Maybe it's stepping outside tomorrow morning to feel the sun, or calling an old friend to share a memory. Maybe it's starting a journal or finding a new ritual to anchor your day. Whatever it is, know this: you have more power than you think to shape how you age. Your 80s and beyond can be more than just years, they can be a time of joy, connection, and meaning. By staying awake to these subtle shifts, guarding your rhythms, and letting yourself feel and matter, you can live not just longer, but fully, on your terms. Here's to thriving, not just surviving, in the years ahead.